What's up YouTube, Saf here on SuperSaf TV, and this is my initial comparison between the LG G4 versus the Samsung Galaxy S6. So I had some hands-on time with the G4 yesterday, and one of the questions that I've been getting asked a lot is how does it compare to the Samsung Galaxy S6? Well, let's find out in this initial hands-on comparison. So starting off with the display differences, the G4 does have a larger 5.5 inch display compared to the 5.1 inch display on the S6. You do however have the same Quad HD resolution on both, but because the S6 is smaller you do get a higher PPI. The displays also have different technologies. The S6 has Super AMOLED versus the IPS quantum display on the G4. Now so far from what I've seen, both have exceptional displays, great vibrant colours and a very sharp detail. The build is also very different between these two. The S6 features a metal frame with glass panels on the front and the back. It looks and feels very slick and premium, but it is quite slippery in the hand and is definitely a fingerprint magnet. The G4 on the other hand is slightly curved, so not as much as the G Flex 2, but it does have a slight curve which makes it quite ergonomic, and it features a genuine leather back or ceramic backs too. Now for me, it is the genuine leather which stands out. It looks and feels just as premium, I would say, but does allow for more grip compared to the S6 and doesn't feel as large even though it has a larger screen. Now that back is also removable, which means you have access to a 3000 mAh battery on the G4 and also expandable storage. Samsung got rid of both of these on the S6 this time around. However, you do have more storage versions, 32, 64, 128 gig, whereas the G4 just has the 32 gig version. The S6 also features fast charging as well as wireless charging out the box. The G4 does not have fast charging and requires a separate back for wireless charging. Now in terms of the rear-facing cameras, both of these have a 60 megapixel sensor, and I've been very impressed with the S6 so far. I'd say it's the best smartphone camera out there at the moment. You can see lots of examples on the channel, and it also has optical image stabilization. The G4 has optical image stabilization 2.0 with laser autofocus and looks very promising. A side-by-side comparison will have to be done when the G4 is commercially available, so do stay tuned for that, but initial impressions are very good. Both devices also offer manual controls. The G4 however does offer the ability to save to RAW format, so for the photographers out there that's going to be a great plus. You also have a control over the shutter speed, so if you've got a tripod then you're going to be able to do some interesting effects with lights and things. Front facing cameras, you've got 5 megapixels on the S6 versus 8 megapixels on the G4. We'll once again have to do a side-by-side comparison to determine which one of these is best. Now the internals are very different here. Both devices feature 3 GB of RAM. However, the S6 has an octa-core Exynos processor, whereas the G4 has the Snapdragon 808, which is a 6-core processor. Now the S6 has been super fast and snappy. The G4, from the little time I had with it, did seem quite promising, but we will have to do side-by-side benchmarks and speed tests to see which of these devices performs better in day-to-day use. So there we have it, a quick comparison between the S6 and the G4. A full in-depth comparison will be followed on the channel when the G4 is commercially available. If you do want to see that first, then make sure you have subscribed to the channel. Which do you think is more appealing, the LG G4 or the Samsung Galaxy S6? Do drop me a comment below and let me know your thoughts. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you did, then please do hit that thumbs up button for me. It really does help me out. If you want to see my previous related video, that'll be linked here in the annotation or in the description below. And if you want to see more content like this, then be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thanks for watching. This is Saf on SuperSaf TV, and I'll see you next time.